Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Wolverine Chat. I'm your host, Tim Raymond. We'll be talking about the recent hire at Michigan. The sky was not falling a couple weeks ago, despite what everybody thought, and it's certainly not falling now. In fact, it is sunny and bright as it's been in a long time. And this is coming from a school who won 3 back-to-back Big Ten championships and was in the Big Ten or the playoffs 3 years in a row and won a national championship. Okay, so not a lot. There's some people that want to get Kenny DeBoer or get DeBoer from Alabama, and 17-0 against Oklahoma. It looks like DeBoer's going to be our coach. We're going to have a plane ready to pick him up. Alabama fans are ready to get rid of him, and boom. They come back in the second quarter, mind you, and just really looked good the rest of the game and ended up beating Oklahoma. So, yep, we didn't get him. Then Kenny Dillingham signed the long-term contract. I think he was probably at that time, these were 1A and 1B. But after that, where we were at a couple days ago, there was not a doubt that Kenny Kyle Whittingham was not the number one guy to pick. 20 years as head coach, 9 more years as OC at Utah, stable guy. Defensive minded. What's going on? We're bringing it. When it doesn't work is when you bring in a guy who could be a great coach, but they're going to change everything because that's who they are, and that's what happened with Rich Rod. He came in, the spread offense. It just wasn't. He was an offensive guy. We could have made it work, and in fact, it went from 5-7, 3-9 to 5-7. To 7-5. Each year we won 2 more games. We made a bowl the last game, and we could have made it work. But it's just the donors didn't like it. The region didn't like it. He was cooked before he started at Michigan. But in fairness to him, we hired him. That's to do just that. Remember, we got Denard Robinson out of it. So, it wasn't all bad. And I think he could have been a great coach at Michigan. I think he could be our coach right now if we had given him a chance, but it just wasn't going to work out. So now we've got a defensive-minded coach coming in, and he has his own twists and turns, but that's where Michigan is, a gritty, running, hardcore offensive line, defensive line, trenches type team. And you win when you're like that. Just ask the Lions. When they had that type of team the last 3 years, they won. This year, not so much. So it was tough, but gotta move this a little bit. So he's coming in. He's also got a great offensive mind. He's hired some great OCs and DCs. And I tell you what, you get a good OC and a good DC, you just manage the rest. You just manage to let them do it. And bringing in Jason Beck is going to be the greatest. The guy is he's the Ben, who's, oh my gosh, the Chicago coach, Ben Johnson. Oh, I'm having one of those days. He's the Ben Johnson of college football, okay? He is a difference maker. If you can't tell, I'm quite excited about it. But in 2024, he was 484 yards, 0.3, fourth in the National League. This was at the University of New Mexico. 34 points per game, 52 touchdowns, 253 yards rushing. 253. And this was not even his best year. 225, he was better at Utah. Second in the third down conversions, which I love, is almost 43%. We know how important that is both on offense and defense. This year, second in rushing nationally, 37 touchdowns, 6.1 yards per play. 22 touchdowns compared to 5 interceptions. And he really developed Devin Dampier, their quarterback. This was his most efficient year at completing passes. He has turned him into just a good quarterback. what else can I say about him? He runs I like to call it positionless scheme. In other words, it's like everybody does everything. It's all about getting mismatches, and that's how you win. And I don't care. You can win in NFL or college with mismatches. That's what coaching comes in, and that's why he is so good at it. And I am terribly excited. And he was 6 in total offense, so he's coming to Michigan, and it's going to work out perfect for Bryce. Because even though we want to run, you need to run. If you got a great quarterback, you need to run. That's even more important. That's what people don't understand. A lot of those games the Lions lost when they were rushing for 30, 50 yards. They were passing for over 300 yards. You can run for 300 and win, but you can't pass and not run. I guess it's humanly possible. They did win a couple games that way, but it's not sustainable. You have to have a solid rushing game, because if you're just passing all the time, those guys are going to pin their ears back and go after you. And you just can't continue to do it. So that's what's going on. Michigan versus Texas tomorrow. Arch Manning versus Bryce Underwood. And Arch started out a little slow, but in 2025 he really did well. He was what was he? 30. Let me see here. 62% passing, 3,911 yards, where he was at 29, 42, and 24. So he really, and in his first year he really didn't play. So he's really picked it up. He's good. He's tough. I'm glad to see him doing well. Now Michigan, as far as defense, is 19th in the college football. They give up, let me see here, 16.7 yards per game, where Texas is scoring 29.4. So that'll be a good defense versus offense type thing. Offensively, Michigan is scoring 27.6, and defense for Texas is, what is Texas? 19 points per game. So, on paper, when you go offense to defense, defense to offense, it's a solid matchup. Texas is 7.5 point favorite. I would have said a week ago Michigan's probably going to lose, but today I'm going to say Michigan's probably going to lose. But they may not. I think they're going to really rally for a couple things. They're going to rally for Biff. Okay, this is Biff's maybe last time, almost for sure last time as a quote head coach. He brought the team together. He made some dumb comments. Let's just face it. Some of the things he said, like we may lose as much as 25, and they're not expecting to win almost. It just did not sound good. And I think that may have gotten rid of any chance he had at becoming our permanent head coach. But I don't think they were going to go after him anyhow. Nothing wrong with him. I think he was the right guy at the moment to keep this team together, and I appreciate it. But I think they're going to rally for him. I think a lot of the players really wanted him to stay and actually get that job. But he's not going to, obviously, now. But I'm picking... You know what? I will pick Michigan, say 24-17. 24-17. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. I'm just, crossing my fingers, praying that they win. But hopefully it'll be a good game. I'm excited. I want to see. What really want to see is Bryce get better. I just want to see that. Almost everybody's there. Barnham is sitting out. A couple other players, but most of the players are going to be there. So it's exciting. We'll see what happens. But I tell you what, people, the future is very bright in Ann Arbor, and it's been bright. It was just some overcast over the last little while. It's sunny and bright. If you stayed with me this long, I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe and comment. I say this all the time. It's hard to get a podcast up and going. I've gotten over 100 finally subscribers. Woohoo, 100. But you know what? It's going to keep coming and keep coming. And I always say, even if it never gets big, I don't care. I love talking about my Wolverines. And we're starting a new podcast in 2026 called Common Sense. It's called Crossroads: Bring Common Sense Back to America. It's about stupid things that are happening. What happened to Charlie Kirk makes me sick. Women in men's sports, or men in women's sports. It's just common sense. Men should use men's bathrooms. Women should use women's bathrooms. Why is that controversial? Why? If you want to be whoever you want, but don't make me, call you a man when you're a woman. I don't know. Anyway, but that's basically, it's not going to be all politics. It's not going to be religious necessarily, although, I'm not ashamed of my faith. I'm a follower of Christ, and I will always be a follower of Christ, and I'm not ashamed of that. But this country's just got to get back to some common sense. So I look forward to doing that in 2026. But we'll be with you after the game. Probably we may do one. We'll probably do it tomorrow after the game. We may wait till Thursday Thursday or Friday rather. Not tomorrow after game. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Yeah, it is tomorrow. So yeah, I was thinking it was New Year's Day. But so we'll probably do one on Thursday and go do a recap. We may do it tomorrow since the game's mid-afternoon. So guys, I love you. God bless you all. Go out, help somebody, do something nice for somebody, show someone's drive, do whatever you can. Volunteer, just help a kid who in need, whatever you can do, just make life better for everybody, okay? We love you, and go blue, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.